Friends, in this one, we're talking personal watercraft. Hey friends, in this video, we're gonna go through each and every one of these watercraft. We're gonna talk about the strengths, the weaknesses. I'll tell you which one's my current favorite. I think by the end of the video, you ought to be better equipped if you're gonna buy a pedal boat, a canoe, kayak, paddleboard, what have you. Hang on friends, it's gonna be a good one. So first up today is the Pelican Wave. This little Pelican Wave, again, it's a nice one because it's easy for me to get on and off myself. 2 people, a breeze. This thing has a little handle right here, kind of built in, molded in. It's just so easy to move around. This one, I probably look like Big Bird in because it's kind of small, but I'll tell you what, I have some of my fondest memories in this. When my dog Indiana was a puppy, I can't tell you the amount of times he rode right here going down the Rio Grande River. This thing has a really good turning ability to it. Basically, I just turned in one spot, so that's the good thing about this kayak. But that also means it doesn't track very well. And tracking is basically the kayak has a keel line underneath down the bottom of it. And this one won't stay straight. So you're going to be paddling the entire time. If I paddle, it's going to turn the front of the bow of the boat, if you will. So this guy is going to take a lot of work to stay straight down the river, but it's really good for beginners. It's safe, it's comfortable. It does everything you need it to do, and it'll probably always stay in our fleet. Quick thinking with the rope. So friends, you'll see 2 of these. These are the newest kayaks in our fleet. Now, as you can see here, these guys fit perfectly. This is an 8-foot bed, and I got some nice racks up here. They're gonna still hang out about a foot over the front, then coming down to the back, it's pretty much even. But this is really ideal setup for my truck. Probably the best thing about these kayaks is I can manage it all by myself. And honestly, I think just 2 people, this would be a breeze for you to get off. My truck's taller than most, and I don't even have a lift kit. But the good thing about these are they're just so lightweight. Just got these used in Florida for 50 bucks a piece. Really good deal. Dolphin. You know, we were looking for something nice and short that would go up on the truck. Easy enough for me to carry around on my own. So these are a sit-in style, and I really like the sit-in. The sit on top is much easier, you know, for beginners and everything. I think you have a lot of control on the sit-in. You're kind of one with the water, and my paddle is a lot closer to the water. So this one's gonna track a lot better than that orange one. I can't turn it as quickly, but you can see here I can still get a really nice turn in there. And so this guy has become a staple for me. Has really good back support, and for what it is, I think it tracks good enough. This is an entry-level recreational kayak. Nothing crazy, nothing to write home about. But I'll tell you, I think we're gonna have these ones for a long time, and they actually seem decently strong. Pretty thin, you know, it's only 1 layer. So under my butt is a layer of plastic, but under my legs, like I'm touching the actual floor, the same as the outside, but they're pretty well made. Well friends, this takes us to a big boy here. Now this is a aluminum canoe, and I'm sitting on the back just because I wanted a chair. If I was trying to run this as a 1 person, I'd probably get a cooler, like an old Coleman cooler, and put in the middle. This guy here is made for those really big overnight river runs. So you and a buddy, you and your wife, going down and doing a really long run, maybe throw the dog in there, all the gear, everything. This thing is a tripper, but it's a beast. It is really, really heavy. It's hard to manage. It really needs a trailer, to be honest. It's quite heavy, but it's also heavy duty. It's old, it's classic and vintage, so it has that kind of heartwarming vibe to it. You could put a little trolling motor on the back of it, but I'll tell you, I think if you're not doing river runs, my best guess is this thing is probably best to be living on a little pond like this, or even probably quite a bit bigger pond, or, you know, some little cabin front thing, because you just don't want to be moving it and carrying it a whole lot. But has a special place for me, but I think we're going to be getting rid of it soon. I'll let you know right now, friends, this is my least favorite of all my personal watercraft. So friends, this one here, the Malibu 2 by Ocean Kayak, it's hands down one of my favorite of the whole fleet. They make these in the single, this is the double, kind of a triple, but this is really a two-person carry. I can manage it myself, but it's not ideal. Not the best places to carry it by. I found this little guy in the middle I can just latch onto. It's pretty heavy though. If you can go on Marketplace and get one of these used, I would do it. I found them in Florida for 50 bucks to 100 bucks. This is actually a 3-seater, so I'm sitting in the middle seat. Right in front of me, you'd have the next person, and then in the back, you have the third. So you have these little seats that just clip on. You'll see all the little hooks, different variations of it, but this one's nice. It just kind of hooks on there, so you can have back support. These are really good for going down the river to have that back support. This thing seems indestructible. Funny thing about this particular kayak, we have the drain plug in the front. At some point during storage, it was out in the field and we had it just uncovered, and a mouse crawled inside the kayak and died. So for like 3 years, we were pouring bleach in that hole and trying to get the smell out of it. But guys, we've had a lot of people on this one. You can throw it around. This is the kind of kayak that rental companies use because they're just so durable. Some of my kayaks, I don't even let friends or family borrow. This one, hey, go out, have a good day and bring it back to me. I trust it because it's just so durable. So again, I would grab one of these guys, you know, 6 days a week and twice on Sunday or whatever they say. I'll spin it for you. It has a really good keel line down the bottom, so it'll track really nicely. But even though it's a 3-seater, really long, it's at least 12 feet, maybe a little bit longer than 12 feet. I know my gray one's a 12-footer. This guy can still be turned around pretty good. And with 2 people, you can make some progress down the river on this thing. So friends, obviously this is the party boat of the bunch. This thing has a very specific purpose. It's made for this pond here, although we have taken it down the river. It will do a calm, lazy river just fine. It can be good with 2 people and a small child in the middle, a couple dogs. You even got 2 bucket seats in the back, a couple drink holders. 1 person can pedal in the middle if it's just you by yourself, or you can have 2 people pedaling at once. It's never gonna get that fast, friends. This is just a lazy, easy, fun day. Has a sun canopy that comes over the top. This thing's kind of self-explanatory, but it's a really fun one. And as long as we have the pond, we're bound to have some kind of pedal boat on this pond. So friends, here we are on the stand-up paddleboard, and I am the worst at this, so if I fall, you know, y'all can get a good laugh.
Whoa. Yes, but the tree was in the way.
So here's the inflatable stand-up paddleboard. This is the Hala Atcha. And guys, these are light. You know, it's really easy to load and unload. Having 2 on the roof there, they're kind of wide, so you need to make sure you have a rack that's wide enough. But other from that, they're really manageable. This particular model has handholds everywhere. There's a good one down the side. That's where I usually carry it from. But there's other ones kind of all around. There's one front and back, so you can carry it with 2 people really easy. And here's a little bit shorter one. Just watching out for those screws. Probably taking these off because I'm going to scoot these together. But right now I have those facing the wrong direction. So these guys really are pretty easy to pump up. I just have a little handheld pump. There's some electric options out there that are good as well. but this gets it done pretty quick. And this is gonna pump on the pull and the push. This thing here is actually a white water paddleboard. Has some pretty cool fins on the bottom. The main regular fin is retractable, so if you hit rocks, it'll shoot back up. This thing is as durable as an inflatable can get. I've had a stand-up paddleboard go flat on me. I've had an air-up kayak go flat on me. Not these guys. They're very well built. These things, though I didn't have to pay that, are about $1,400 new each. So these are super intense. Obviously paddleboarding is gaining in popularity everywhere, but I just can't seem to get into it. I did say the canoe was my least favorite of the bunch. Turns out I think I was lying. This is my least favorite. I would definitely keep the canoe over these. Although these can obviously pack in places, you see most paddleboarders out on these lakes on their knees. The whole idea and the glamour of it just doesn't seem to reach the masses, because nobody, when we're out and about in the real world, are standing up that often. So you end up, maybe I just come across a lot of newbies or beginners, but I only see people on their knees. So obviously you get into surfing and everything, just a whole rage that maybe I should keep them so I could work on my agility and balance, but these are going to be for sale. So these are leaving the fleet soon. It's kind of cool. They're a matching pair. It's just one's a few inches shorter than the other with a little bit different weight limits, but fun while it lasted. So friends, this one here is not mine. It's actually my brother-in-law's. I call this the quintessential canoe. If you're looking for a canoe, it's a little bit lighter than the aluminum one. It's wider, so it's a bit more stable. You're not gonna dunk it as easy, and you can still do those really big trips. Now I'm sitting in the middle where you're not supposed to sit because the seats are kind of old and weathered, and I was putting my hand on them and they're already breaking, so I don't want to break his seat. But at any rate, it's really comfortable. Again, for a couple people, it's relatively manageable, but still gonna be a bit of a beast. You really want two people to be moving it around. It's one of the two that I didn't put up on the roof. Well, I didn't put the pedal boat on the roof of the car either, but it just was not necessary. It could probably go on a small car, even a little four-door sedan if you had it right, but it would definitely be better for an SUV or truck or something like that. It's gonna track pretty well, and it's fun canoeing, you know? It's fun paddling side to side. So just like any of these, it's gonna take some work, but it does have a pretty nice keel line down the bottom. So that'll help it to stay relatively straight. And honestly, this is one of those that just makes for a good time. I think of myself going to like Boy Scout camp and stuff like that. Some of the best memories are made on a canoe. Even though we're more in the kayak realm, there's always a special place in my heart for a good canoe. So the Malibu Pro Tandem 2, this one here is one of our favorites. This is a tough kayak. Malibu 2 Pro Tandem 2 kind of has a third seat. You could put someone in the middle. Again, this one is super heavy. It's kind of a two-man carry. It gets into some sticky situations getting it on and off. So hopefully you have something a little different than this, or a couple of strong people. Whew. So not very graceful, but we got her done. You can see the fishing pole rod holders. This is like a 2 to 3 seater. We have had so many river runs on this thing, it's not even funny. Everybody we know has been on this kayak. It holds a lot of gear. You can put some coolers on here. This is kind of the mothership, you know, you can carry all the food and everything like that. So this has been a really good one. It tracks really straight, so you can keep it going down the river with minimal effort. If I were you and I could get my hands on one of these, it has been a pure joy. I don't know if they have a one-seater or not. I haven't researched. It has a little mount in the back. You could put a trolling motor, and I've stood up on this thing with no problem. Several inner hatches. You can store stuff down in there. Guys, I can't tell you enough good things about this. I'm kind of sitting in the middle where there's not a seat. I guess now is a good time to mention, if you have any questions about any of these, I'm trying to give a bunch of details in a condensed video. I'll go deeper on any one of them. I could share some experiences with them. If you have any questions about stability or tracking or the weight limit and stuff, I'd love to get into that with you guys as well. So I did save the best for last, and this is what I call the Navy ship, the battleship, guys, the destroyer. This is it, man. This is the bee's knees. So friends, this bad boy is the Acend 12T. It's a one person, and it is a beast. It's one of the heaviest in the whole fleet. It's really a two-man carry, and it's quite challenging to get on and off. So hopefully you have a trailer or a little bit different situation. I used to have a headache rack on the front of my truck. Now I would let this end down on the tailgate, and that worked pretty good. I'm recruiting my lovely assistant, Jolene.
The weight.
Okay, well, I'll be taking the weight. Alright, set your end down. It's outrageous, friends. This thing's a beast. This is really new to our fleet, and let me tell you, it is a joy to go down the river in. This is a fishing kayak. It's the Acend 12T. You can easily stand up on this thing. In fact, they have these rails here. You could buy a bar to kind of hold on to while you're casting out. I talked about the canoes and all that. You know, you have all the space for gear. Look in the front here. Look behind me. There's just mondo amount of gear. You got rod holders. You got a little paddle holder here that flips up. So while you're fishing, you can just store your paddle. They have all these add-ons you can buy for it. I think that's probably a live well. You can put your fish in there as you're catching them. It has a really comfortable seat. And this is made for the big boys. I'll tell you what, I lost about 50 pounds recently, and this thing has always been more than enough. We've had some pretty big friends go down the river with us. This is the one, man. This is completely stable. So the problem with this, the downside to it, is in all that, you basically have a boat. Like I'm sitting on a small boat right now. So it's pretty bulky, pretty heavy, and unmanageable. You know, I lift it on and off myself, but it's a chore. So the good thing about it though, unlike the yellow and red one, it doesn't curve like a banana. So when I have it up on the truck, it's nice and flat. So it doesn't dig into the roof or anything. So actually, with a gray truck, gray camper, gray boat, it's a pretty good little combo. But I'll tell you what, it's not gonna go on the road with us. We're keeping the two blue Sun Dolphin cheapos. The good thing about those too is we park in some sketchy spots. So if someone steals them, it's like, hey, you probably need it more than I do. But with this thing up there, I'd probably be thinking about it, probably trying to lock it and everything. So this only goes out when we go have a good time on the river or something. I'm not big on lakes, maybe ponds, like small stuff. I get out on the lakes and the waves and I'm paddling, like that's just not a good time for me. So I pretty much enjoy, I'm in Colorado right now. I like the Rio Grande River. We go to Florida every year. We do the Peace River. We like pretty slow, easygoing rivers. That's our speed. But I'll tell you what, I'd love to know what your speed is. Out of all these here, which one would you go with? You know, maybe you have something I don't have. There's so many different brands out there. I've had a bunch. I'm gonna end off showing you guys a bunch of pictures of some of the kayaks we've had in the past. You know, some of the first ones I had, just because I could get them cheap, were whitewater kayaks. I tried that on a lazy river. It's a terrible combination. So we've taken inner tubes, you know, inflatable mattresses, whatever, just to get out and have a good time. So you don't have to spend this kind of money to be on the river. You can go to Facebook Marketplace right now and grab a canoe for 200 bucks and get out and have a blast. I think that's my biggest takeaway, friends, is just get out there. You know, Don't compare where you're at now to where I'm at, because this is years and years and years of collecting, and I'm kind of crazy with this stuff. If you're just out on a little $50 kayak, you can have an amazing time. So let me know in the comments what river you're running, what kind of vessel you're the captain of. And until the next video, friends, God bless, get up, and go on.